The Friday Fill Up, thanks to 3YBFM.
Welcome to the Friday Fill Up, all thanks to Coastal Wholesalers. Brent and Larissa Walther, we thank you for your support. Tell you what, last week, Greg Kelson, Jared McLean, we had a good day on the punt, let's be honest.
Filled up.
Cliff's Edge, God bless him.
Cliff's Edge, God bless, and your best was Humidor to run a place. $2.20 you could have got.
Massive
and
odds.
Wasn't he game?
He was brilliant. Obviously didn't pull up that well, but he was brave and the mare was better.
And just an update too, Kingswell Dream, bad pelvis injury. How's he going?
All reports are very good. It's actually a sacroiliac injury, which is the point in a horse's rump. There's a fracture in that joint, which is better than being a hip fracture. So, still guarded whether he makes a successful return to the racetrack, but he's going to live, and whatever he does, that's the main thing.
Tell you what, fingers crossed. And of course, Humidor coming through that run with an injury, tendon injury too. Not a massive one, but still, it's a minor kind of setback.
Yeah, it's still 12 months, so it's disappointing. He's a 3-time Group 1er and a 12-time Group 1 place getter, so very hard to replace them horses.
I'll tell you what, Eyes, amazing race, wasn't it, last week? Winks, she is just an out-and-out champion. The way she just cruised past was quite amazing, wasn't it? The atmosphere down there looked unbelievable, mate.
I got the message from M. Stewart late in the afternoon, she'll get rolled today. Things aren't going her way.
I just thought the track was playing pretty on pace.
And I reassured him, no she won't.
Champions never get beaten.
No, she's freakish.
Hey, let's have a look at tomorrow, of course, Derby Day, biggest day on the Victorian racing calendar, and it is going to be absolutely sensational there tomorrow. So many Group 1s. The big race leading into the Melbourne Cup on Tuesday, the Lexus Stakes, Greg.
Yeah, it is, and mind you, the Derby could have a runner leading into the Melbourne Cup
yeah,
too.
She's very up and about, isn't she?
Yeah, absolutely.
Backing up.
And it's something she has done before, but tomorrow's races are fantastic, and a couple of my favourites from the DK Weir camp, so really interested in
Land of Plenty.
Land of Plenty, I love him as a horse, and he's been good to me too, mind you, that helps. But yeah, looking forward to tomorrow.
What about your runners, Jared, in the Lexus Stakes? So we've got Gallic Chieftain, of course, Yogi and 60s Groove. How are they all been this week?
All horses are fantastic. Obviously, they all have to win to get that number 4 spot in the 24 spot in the Melbourne Cup. Going through them, 60s Groove, he's been sensationally backed all week. For mine, I'd be a little bit sort of guarded at the trip and whether he's had the preparation for it.
Yep.
But he's a good horse. He's going to take up that forward position, which over the carnivals, Moonee Valley, Caulfield, and even your Country Cup days, it's proven you want to be racing handy. So he's going to be in the right spot. Gaelic Chieftain, I thought, was sensational in the Caulfield Cup.
Jeez, I reckon he's over the odds. I thought he was brilliant.
He'll give a great sight. Damien galloped him earlier in the week and really happy with him. And Yogi, for mine, he's a pick of ours, but he's going to be in the second half of the field and going to require luck. But if he produced his Bart Cummings run, I think he's our best each way in that race.
What do you reckon, mate?
Well, lots of local owners in Gaelic Chieftain, and they've had a ride, and you're spot on. His form all through this campaign's been good, so
enormous.
He's got a show. It's certainly going to determine the Melbourne Cup because horses have to win, of course, to get through there. A couple I'm interested in: Prince of Arran and Northwest Passage, who I thought was really good at Geelong as well for Gay. I reckon that they might have a little bit of class perhaps on the other. That's just my opinion.
Isn't he riding well at the moment? Mickey Walker too, he's on the fray. A favourite, Prince of Arran. Let's have a look at race 8, the Kennedy Mile. Jared McLean, massive player in this race. Land of Plenty, the favourite. You've got Cliff's Edge, Peaceful State and Iconoclasm also in there. How are those 4 horses?
Yeah, well, Land of Plenty, he picks himself basically. He's just a great racehorse. Gate 80, he gets a lovely run, should be able to position up midfield, and he'll be strong late. And I reckon he's going to get out the backable odds too. He's about 460 at the moment and appears to be on the drift with a bit of money coming for a few of the others. So he's good value. Iconoclasm would be great if he got a run. He's a real deal. But if he doesn't, he'll be favourite for this race this time next year. I reckon he's a serious horse.
And both those horses, Iconoclasm backing up after last Friday night, and Cliff's Edge, of course, won so well last week at Moonee Valley.
Yeah, well, Iconoclasm, he had the perfect run for backup. Like, they didn't run that hard. It was just a nice building run. So, whereas Cliff, he had to do it the hard way. So, it's probably hard to split them two, but I'm really like Peaceful State each way. I think he's about 360 a place.
I'm with you, mate.
He total forgive run at Caulfield, back in on wet ground, which didn't suit. He likes it dry. He's drawn to go to Cozy Run for Benny Allen. Blinker's back on. I think he's got a few things in his favour, and at the value, I like him each way.
Yeah, I hope you're right, mate. I love the horse too. And Eyes.
I've got man love for Land of Plenty.
I know, but I thought that day at Caulfield they couldn't make a lot of ground, and Peaceful State did.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think Peaceful State, as I said, second pick for me, but I just love where Land of Plenty's drawn. I know he goes up a bit in the weights, but Damien Lane's going to get him in a perfect spot. You know,
he should be midfield, maybe forward of midfield.
And that 3 wide lane where you're out of trouble, he's just a good horse. And I reckon it's a repo because the top 2, Hartnell and Le Romain, both have ooze class as well.
Yeah.
But as I said, I like Land of Plenty because he's going there in winning form.
Tell you what, it's going to be a wide open quaddie, that is for sure. The big one, the Amy Victoria Derby. Gai Waterhouse so bullish, Greggy, about thinking big. And rightly so. This horse has taken all before him so far along this preparation. How do you see this one playing out?
Oh, he's obviously a good horse. And the thing about him is, and with most of them, the 2500 is always a question, but he's just got that staying pedigree. Thinking big. He's going to be very hard to beat. I suggest one at value here. I reckon Savvy Oak. I just like what he's done. I just noticed in the last couple of days he has shortened up a bit too after opening at $21. He's into about 17, but he backs up off a big run last Saturday at Moonee Valley, running home in really good, smart sectionals. I just like the fact that he's getting to Flemington.
Yep.
2,500 I don't reckon will be an issue, and I could entertain him, just at an each way price rather than sort of less than 2-1 for the favourite.
What about your horse, J Mac? Last start, Extra Brew, probably a tad disappointing.
Yeah, things didn't work out for him at Caulfield, softer ground, and got back in a slowly run race. So I think Flemington will suit, or getting back to Flemington suits. I think he gives every indication he'll run the 2,500, and he's got a great chance. Savoy, on the other hand, he looked the winner last week, and probably Dino pressed the button early, but he did paddle late, so you'd have to be a little bit reserved whether he'd see out a strong 2,500, but both horses are in the Ballarat stable and the reports are good, so hopefully both run well.
Yeah, there's one down the bottom too, Alexandro. I've seen it win. It's a big horse, and I reckon it'll be suited by Flemington. Could be one to chuck in at very big odds.
Absolutely, and ditto Chapada. I thought terrific last time, and again got Stayer written all over him from the Moroney yard. So
absolutely.
Good race.
Absolute sensational race. Give us a winner over the weekend, boys.
Go with
J-Mac,
you,
come on, mate.
I might sneak across the border and go Cougar Express each way in a 2,500 at Morphettville.
Well, there you go.
What order?
You've got to find one
20
for,
to 1
for the listeners at Mortlake.
20 to 1 fixed odds. Cougs will give a good sight for him. He's very reliable. And Instrumentalist going to Mortlake. He's going for back-to-back cups. It's not a hopeless race, but he's in good form and hopefully runs well. And at Flemington will go Very Elegant early in the day in the Wakeful. She looks a good thing at $2.
I reckon she's a superstar. Eyes?
Aloysia, for me, in the Empire Rose Stakes. I know we didn't speak about that big Group 1 because my classic, hard to get that out of your brain. That's what it really should be called. But Kieran Murray, our special guest too on the racing show tomorrow morning. But I just reckon third run in, ticks a lot of boxes, getting back to Flemington and just looks ready to win, I reckon.
Yeah, been storming home, that is for sure. I like one tonight at the Valley. Rebellious Lord, Mark O'Donnell. I thought it won super out here at Warrnambool, and I reckon it can go on out to the 2,000 metres tonight too. So fingers crossed for all involved there. And I'll tell you what, one more just before we go. A horse called Quilista in the final leg of the quaddie, race number 9 tomorrow. It's a horse that I've kind of followed. J Mac, is it ready to fire tomorrow? Because it's at nice odds at $18.
Ready to fire, high pressure race, but she absorbs pressure well. I think she'll look the winner at the Clock Tower.
What about Grey Shadow?
Unlikely to run. Had a foot.
Okay. Well,
beautiful.
I've got a foot myself.
Yep.
I've got more than a foot, I can tell you. But hey, listen, it starts a massive week, of course. Melbourne Cup on Tuesday, Oaks Day next Thursday, and then Emirates Stakes Day the following Saturday. The Friday fill-up, all thanks to Coastal Wholesalers.